Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 1 in a series between Happy and Lucifer. Happy has spawned as the red undead over here on the top left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, over here on the top right we have Lucifer spawning as the gray undead. Undead versus undead in this 1v1 matchup, as things are in fact getting underway. We'll see who's going to come out in this particular mirror match, as well things do tend to change in an undead mirror match in terms of strategy. Gonna go ahead and go to 2x speed right now, as both sides are getting that altar of darkness. Are they both getting a little bit later? Yeah, it looks as though both sides are going to be going for that altar of darkness a little bit later, indicating that it is most likely going to be Crypt Fiends. Let's take a look. It looks as though some ghouls will be trained, and then after that 2 to 3 ghouls, we should start seeing the production of those Crypt Fiends. Altar of Darkness is about to be completed on both sides, and it is going to be coming across the 1 minute 45 second mark before we start seeing what heroes will be trained. Lucifer opening up with the Death Knight. Meanwhile, Happy also opening up with the Death Knight, indicating that we will not be seeing any early hero nuking with that Lich. We are looking at some Crypt Fiends just now being added here. Let's go ahead and go down to that 1-time normal speed as that Crypt Fiend now makes its way across. Alright, Crypt Fiend gonna go ahead and easily do some damage to the Ogre Warriors here and the Forest Troll Trapper. The purpose is not to take these down, but just to do a little bit damage while the Death Knight is being trained. Both sides doing exactly that. You can see that the Crypt Fiend is now currently out. Rod of Necromancy followed by Skeletal Minions will be added there, as those Skeletal Minions are rather high damage glass cannons, as they don't have very much life. Alright, Ogre Warrior quickly gets taken out there using a very aggressive Death Coil. That Death Coil is just trying to speed up the entire creeping process, knowing that you're going to be regenerating a fair bit of mana anyways. The Death Knight finishes off the Troll Trapper. Going to leave one more Troll Trapper here, as both sides are going to be, well, scouting towards each other and heading off into the same direction. We'll see whether or not the Death Knight is able to scout out his opponent. One very easy Skeletal Minion gets taken out there. Meanwhile, the Death Knight knows exactly where his opponent is and decides correctly to not try and do very much. Alright, Circle of Nobility was picked up from that earlier shop, compared to a Claws of Attack +6 and now a Gloves of Haste that must have been purchased from the marketplace. Meanwhile, Death Knight making its rounds over here, trying to finish off this one particular Ogre Magi. Both sides are doing a lot of damage to each other. There's level 2 on Lucifer's Death Knight, as the Death Knight does look to back off here. Alright, whoever has the faster traveling time, yes, the Potion of Healing goes to the Death Knight. The Death Coil was pretty much within a melee range right there, hence the very fast creep out and the very fast travel distance. The Death Knight now continuing to do a little bit of chase here, as the Skeletal Minions will not be able to do all that much. Another Skeletal Minion will get taken down. You can see the Death Knight, both sides just fighting back and forth. One additional Skeletal Minion, the difference between these two armies, but the Death Knight of Lucifer has taken far too much damage. One last Forest Troll Trapper. Level 2 by both Death Knights right now. A little bit of an advantage for Happy, and we'll see if he's able to get to level 3 first. If you're able to negate all of your opponent's damage with that Death Coil, that is a very beneficial engagement. You can see that the slight difference of experience has a tremendous impact on this game, as Lucifer is still looking to try and back off here. We can still have the Potion of Greater Healing, which will offset a lot of the damage dealt to the Death Knight as well, and with that I would have to give Happy a slight advantage lead so far. So far though, no one really taking that big an advantage of the early stages of the game. You can see Lucifer just trying to pull back. He doesn't want to over-engage or over-commit into one particular fight. Meanwhile, Happy is trying to control the tempo of the game, perhaps trying to pick up something from the marketplace, and is going to be instead crossed up in the middle portion of the map. This is exactly what Lucifer did not want. He does not want his units to be forced to try and flee away. You can see that those Crypt Fiends took a little bit of damage without really dealing any, and Happy is just continuing to make small strides to trying to get a serious advantage. Alright, let's take a look at this. Altar of Darkness should be training up either a Lich or a Naga Sea Witch at the tavern. It looks as though it will be the Nagas excuse me, the Lich, as the Lich will be trained out. No tech to tier 2 yet. Perhaps we'll see a Slaughterhouse first, as that Frost Nova could make a very big impact. Will Lucifer perhaps try and go for the Naga Sea Witch and then perhaps pick off some of these trailing units? I think that's the only real way he'll be able to get a slight advantage at this stage. Skeletal minions coming back out, as you see multiple skeletal minions just wandering around here. All right, one skeletal minion pretty much getting taken down. Another round of skeletal minions coming in from Happy will get taken out as well. So both sides pretty much doing the same exact thing, as Lucifer is going to be forced to retreat. All right, a lot of damage being added. Superior numbers, I believe, by Lucifer. There's the Death Coil, 400 or 200 hit point heal. Meanwhile, the Death Knight now still trying to chase here. Will he be able to finish down any of those units? Death Knight sitting at 775 Crypt Fiends are now looking to back away again. Death Knight still has plenty of mana for those Death Coils, and we still do not see the training of the Lich. Okay, Lich is just now out onto the field. Meanwhile, Happy already has his Lich out, but needs to try and close in on that distance. And this is a situation where, even though you are faster with your hero out onto the field, it may join the battle faster for your opponent if you are in your opponent's base. Death Knight now sitting at 187 really needs some more hit points. Meanwhile, back down to the south, Death Knight here looking to clear out the 544 creep camp. Ogre Mauler going to be easily cleaned up. And with that Ogre Mauler gone, there's a Frost Nova trying to slow things up just a bit. Down it goes, picking up a Wand of Lightning Shield and a... Well, that's... I believe there was a tome of some sort. Dust of Appearance now picked up, as the Forest Troll Berserker may get forced back out. All right, Death Knight going to be in a little bit of trouble. Will it be able to get away? Lich could get a Frost Nova onto that Lich. Lich could get a Frost Nova onto that Death Knight, but Death Knight able to walk away once more. Lich still has maximum mana, but the real issue is going to be the fact that the Death Knight of Lucifer is still very, very low on hit points. He is not able to lead that army in the front, and he may not want to stick around long enough to actually get those Death Coils if he is pressured. Death Knight now heading back down to the south, perhaps going to clear out the Murlocs here. Trying to pick up a Tome of Experience would be very helpful. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, Death Knight is already sitting at level 3 for Happy. Death Knight now looking to clear up, not quite sure what he got. It looked as though it is... not sure. Tome of Intelligence, perhaps? 300 mana? No, that sounds about right. No, Death Knight should not have 300 mana. It should have, I believe, what, 270 at this stage? Anyways, Death Knight now going to be making its way back off to the north here, looking to finish off the Gargantuan Sea Turtle. Lich is in position. Faster attack speed plus Claws of Attack plus 6. Very effective there, as the Lich is now down to 81 mana. The Death Knight trying to get, well, in combat range. Meanwhile, his opponent is just outside, clearing out the 533 creep camp, and will be getting some decent experience for himself. Death Knight is going to be in serious trouble here. Lich is in trouble. Lich needs to get a Death Coil to try and stay up. Death Knight now looking to back away down to 66 hit points. He really has nowhere he can really go. Picks up the Tome of Intelligence and a Ring of Regeneration. That may be exactly what the Death Knight needs, but Lucifer may be forced to scroll a Town Portal here. Is he going to be able to scroll a Town Portal? There is the Scroll of Town Portal, and it is just in time, barely, as all of the units do teleport back home. All right, Dark Ranger teleported back as well. Death Knight needs to use a lot more healing to get stronger. Ring of Regeneration, Obsidian Statue with Essence of Blight, and really offering a lot of heals to that Death Knight, as that Death Knight does have a lot to overcome right now. Orb of Corruption by Lucifer. So it is going to be the same three heroes on both sides. Dark Ranger is out. Death Knight is currently invisible. Dark Ranger run past, and that could be a problem if this Dark Ranger gets caught out of position. Death Knight going to be coming across over here, and what's going to be happening? The Lich is down to 155 hit points. Is it going to perhaps try and get an easy shot there? That would be very interesting. As you can see, the Lich now coming across here. There is a Lightning Shield. And there is that Lich. Death Knight is going to be right there. Steals it and gets the Claws of Attack plus 9. No Frost Nova at all, as Lich stays at level 2 instead of going to level 3. That will be a big blow there. Meanwhile, Lightning Shield on the Lich. He's still going to be backing off. He still needs to get the level 3. Has Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, but may not get there. Even with all of these additional creeps, it is spread across 3 heroes, and those heroes are not, well, these guys no, should be able to do it. No, I guess not. Wow. 7 experience shy, as the Death Knight now makes its way back down. All right, Death Knight going to be leading in the charge here. Who's going to get the Death Coil? Lich Lucifer gets the steal. Frost Nova going down. Silence. Frost Nova on both sides. There goes a Death Knight, as both sides are currently silenced. There's the Burrow. Dust of Appearance is used and will try and finish off that one particular unit. Meanwhile, Frost Nova finishes off 2 Liches right there as a Death Coil finally hits down on Lucifer's units. Lucifer also gets Happy gets a Death Knight in, Death Coil in, as both sides are just melting Crypt Fiends. It is a bad day to be a Crypt Fiend. Both sides having multiple Crypt Fiends early on in this fight, only to see them now pretty much completely disappearing. Dark Ranger now heading back off to the north, down to 26 hit points, tries to get away, unable to do so. Crypt Fiend does get Death Coiled right there. Dark Ranger now still trying to run. Both sides are exchanging blows again. The Dark Ranger getting lost by Lucifer. A definite loss right there, as we now see the Death Knight in a bit of a run again. Death Knight should have no problem healing back up, getting back on the Blight. Obsidian statues being added. Dark Ranger, it will be healed back up, back to full with only 100 mana though, as Lucifer tries to figure out how he can get back. He's currently down 5 supply, and his hero is still resurrecting, so more accurately about down 10 supply at this point in the game. Meanwhile, we are going for an Abomination being trained back up, a very strong front line that will absorb a lot of damage from those Crypt Fiends while dealing a whole bunch of damage as well. Alright, bottom right hand side of the map was also cleared out earlier, and that's an indication of how far ahead Happy currently is. Death Knight has a Talisman of Evasion. The Lich is at 3, Dark Ranger is at 2. 3-2-2 compared to a 3-3-1. It seems very close at this stage, but the Death Knight has constantly been trying to figure out how to stay in this game and stay relevant. He needs to heal back up. Dark Ranger just shy of level 2. You can see him 98% away. Meanwhile, Happy is going to be getting to level 4, more than halfway on all of his heroes right now. Death Knight now looking to back off. Dark Ranger, Lich in position. There's a Lightning Shield. That Abomination should probably just not even bother standing nearby, as the Dark Ranger is at 3. So we are now at 3-3-3 compared to 3-3-1. Death Knight now ready to go back up to 770 hit points. That Unholy Aura and Ring of Regeneration with Essence of Blight really making a profound impact on the health and well-being of that Death Knight, as Death Knight is now up in those front lines, absorbing a bit too much damage. Level 2 now on the Dark Ranger. Lich is going to be in a little bit of a strange spot. Is he going to survive? Death Knight unable to get a Death Coil off. Burrow not in time. Skeletal Minion joins in on the fight as well, as the Abominations are now leading the charge. Alright, we're going to see the Destroyer turn back around, try to engage. You see a couple of Dark Rituals right there, as the Lich, now at level 4, will be able to convert those skeletal minions into mana pretty effectively. Lich continuing to just easily throw out all of those Frost Novas, dealing damage over time. There is that Death Coil right there on the Lich. Lich is trying to stay alive, does not look good. It does get taken down. There it goes, and Lucifer gives the GG. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.